अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरि ओम। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्ति, पूजामूलं गुरुर्पदम्, मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यम्, मोक्षमूलं गुरुर्कृपा। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Jai Gurudev. Welcome everyone to our Bhagavad Gita session. We'll start with the chanting of the 6th Adhyaay, 1 to 5. Shlok 1 to 5. Everyone has a book? Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Shashtodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yaha. Sa Sanyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Chakriyaha. Yam Sanyasamiti Prabhur Yogam Tam Vidhi Pandava. Nahya Sanyasa Sankalpo Yogi Bhavati Kashchana. Arurukshor Muner Yogam Karma Karanam Uchyate. Yoga Rudhasya Tasyaiva Shama Karanam Uchyate. Yada hinendriyateshu na karma svanushajjate. Sarva sankalpa sanyasi yoga rudhastadochyate. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhur Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Om Tat Sat. So as you know, we are on Adhyaay 6, which is called Dhyan Yoga. It is also called Atma Sanyam Yoga. Atma Sanyam Yoga. Atma doesn't only mean soul, by the way. Atma also means mind. The word Atma can be used with many different meanings. In Sanskrit, one word has many meanings depending on the context. So here it actually means mind. Atma Sanyam meaning Sanyam of the mind, restraint of the mind, control of the mind. So it's a very, very interesting Adhyaay because it's very practical. Up till now we have been doing, first of course is Arjun Vishad, you see Arjun's conflict, dilemma, depression. Second Adhyaay, you see the entire teaching of the Bhagavad Gita all put together in one Adhyaay. But from 3, 4 and 5, these 3 Adhyays were quite dedicated only to Karma Yoga. Why is it dedicated to Karma Yoga? Because the very first step in the spiritual journey has to be Karma Yoga. Why should it be Karma Yoga? Because Karma Yoga is that which purifies the Antikaran. Until the mind is purified, until the mind is rid of all its, what can I say, all its outgoings, all its impurities, it is not very easy to go forward. Like if you go into you rent a new home or you buy a new home and it's completely like messy and there's paint and there's rubble and debris and you can't start living in it peacefully. You have to first clean it out. In the same way, we want to live within ourselves. Our entire journey is within. So the within has to be cleaned out. So that is the job of Karma Yoga. And we have discussed it at length for months on end. So everybody knows about Karma Yoga. Now we are doing a transition from Karma Yoga into Dhyan Yoga. So very, very practical tips, techniques, secrets, methods are going to be given to us in the 6th Adhyaay. So we'll start with the qualifications required to practice meditation. After we are qualified, then what preparations we will need to do. There will be some very practical preparations, where to sit, how to sit, what to do when you sit, so there will be something. Then the actual process of meditation will be given to us. And of course, nobody does anything without knowing the benefits, right? What will I get? What is the use of all this? So the benefits will also be told to us. Without benefit, nobody is going to do anything. If I tell you do some sadhana, do this, say some mantra, go here, put some water on the Bhagavan, do. Why? Why? Everybody wants to know why. So you need to know the benefit of it. Alright? So last time we did Shlok 1 and 2, right? So in 1 and 2 we talked, it's just like a little introduction to the whole topic. We talked about Karma Yoga being the renunciation of Karta Bhava and Bhokta Bhava. Then we also talked a little bit about what is the difference between a Karma Yogi and a Sannyasi. So a Sannyasi is renouncing Grihastha, renouncing Agni. We talked at length about that. And so a monk, how he renunciate, how he is supposed to be. And then we are going to now move into the meditator, the yogi, the meditator. What does the meditator have to renounce? That is the whole chapter is now. Today we are going to talk a little bit about that. What is the meditator supposed to renounce? Because everything is about renunciation of something or the other in different levels. So let's go into it directly now, because I have a lot. These are very, very interesting shlokas coming up today and also tomorrow. Very, very beautiful, very, very practical shlokas. So let's go into 3. Let's read it once again. Come on. Arurukshor muner yogam karma karanamujyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva shama karanamujyate. Let's translate. To the contemplative who desires to attain karma yoga, selfless action is said to be the means. For the same man, when he is established in yoga, that is absence of all sankalps or thoughts of worldly desires, he is said to be the way to blessedness. That is supposed to be the way to blessedness. Let's understand it first. Let's take the meanings. Mune, Mune means for the contemplator, the one who contemplates. Aru Ruksho, who wishes to ascend. Who wishes to ascend means who wishes to go higher in the journey. Where he wants to go? Yogam. Yogam meaning to the practice of meditation. The sadhak, the seeker who now wants to increase his sadhana for meditation. Yogam. Karma, action. Uchyate is said to be Karanam, the means. For the one who wants to start the practice of meditation, action is said to be the means. Okay? Tasya, for that person, Yoga Rudasya, when he has qualified to practice meditation, Yoga Rudasya, when he has qualified to practice meditation, Shama, restraint of mind, Shama. Eva, alone. Uchyate is said to be. Karanam, the means. For the contemplator who wishes to ascend to the practice of meditation, action is said to be the means, and for that same person, when he has qualified for the practice of meditation, restraint of mind alone is said to be the means. Okay? So here you can see, hopefully, that there are two stages of the spiritual aspirant which are being talked about. One who wishes to ascend and one who has qualified to practice, right? So two words are there, Aru Rukshor Muner Yogam. He is the contemplator who wants to go to that stage, next stage. And Yoga Rudha is the one who has become ready. Clear? That is, we are going to talk in this shloka about these two stages of the journey. So the first stage is for the contemplator. That word is Muni. Muni. So a Muni simply is one who does Manan. He has done Shravan, and from that Shravan he is doing Manan. From the one who does Manan is a Muni. What does it mean? He has studied something, now you are studying something. When you'll go home, you'll think about it, you'll chew the cud as such, you will think, how does this apply to me, what does it mean? That means you'll be doing Manan. When you'll do Manan, you will be called a Muni. So Shravan is the first step where you come to a satsang, you come to a class, you hear the teachings of the Shastras from the Guru, you have done Shravan, then you contemplate on those teachings, you are doing Manan, and by Manan, what is the use of doing Manan? By doing Manan, you will see the value of the teachings. You will see how this teaching benefits me, how it can be used in my life. And when you will see the benefit, when you will see the value, then only you will be inspired to intensify your sadhana. Until you see the benefit, until you see how it is making my life better, then only you will be inspired to go further. If you're just coming, listening something, then maybe writing also, then you don't do any manan. You just go home, you close the book. Next fortnight you come back, again you start writing. You have not contemplated on it. You have not done any manan on it. You have not seen what is the use of this. Is it making sense? Is there any value? If you don't do that, why would you ever want to intensify your sadhana? Why would you ever want to go to the next step? And that is the reason why most people get stuck in their journey. Means whatever they have started doing, they have got some benefit. After 10 years, they are still enjoying that benefit only. There is no further progress in their level of spirituality, in their understanding, or in their value or benefit. No benefit is happening. So here we are talking about the Muni who sees the benefit after contemplating, and therefore that idea has come to him that I should go to the next step. Alright? So the Aru Rukshor Muner Yogam, that's the first step we are talking about. He is the sadhak doing manan, he is contemplating on the learnings, and now he wants to go to the stage of Dhyan Yoga. He has not yet reached that stage. He is aspiring for it. So that is still something in the future which he wants to get. He has not got it yet. Okay. Now many of us are in that position. We also want to aspire to do meditation. It's probably the most popular sadhana for all people. I want to do meditation. I want to do meditation. And you also know very well that when I take some meditation over here, what you experience, that also we know very well. So some people will fall asleep, right? Some people fall asleep. It's not everybody knows that. It's nothing new, I'm telling. Then some people, when they sit for meditation, they will get distracted. Yes or no? Drilling has happened. Drilling is going on. That building over there, some clanging is happening. They get thoughts from inside also which distract you. Yes or no? Suddenly you start thinking of tomorrow's meeting, something. Some will get disturbed by physical discomfort. Your body will start feeling some aches, some pains. Suddenly you'll want to scratch. Suddenly you'll want to do something. These are all the different obstacles that we face when we try to do meditation. Some to simply get bored. When is she going to finish this session? You know? And then suddenly one eye opens and I will see anybody else is like me, we are fed up. So all these things happen. So Bhagavan says, if that is happening, you are not yet ready for the practice of Dhyan. So that is again something for you only to evaluate for yourself. Am I ready for Dhyan? Are these things happening to me when I am trying to sit in meditation? And if it is happening, then you need to do some more sadhana to make you qualified for the meditation practice. Yeah? So how will you qualify? What is the qualification required? What do you say? What do you say should be the qualification? What is the one step before this? Karma yoga. Means you need to do some more karma yoga. Before you sit for meditation, if all these things are happening to you, you're falling asleep, you're getting bored, you're getting fed up, you're getting distracted, you're getting disturbed, means, theek hai, you can do meditation, no harm, but it will not yield the fruit that it is supposed to yield. What is the fruit, by the way?
Stillness of the mind.
Stillness of mind.
Living within.
Going inside. What do you say?
It's living within.
Living within. What is the benefit or what is the purpose of the meditation? If you are fully qualified, what will be the purpose? What will be the end of the meditation? Aparoksh anubhuti. Not good health, not relaxation, not anything else that you probably think. Basically the end result of successful dhyan is a Paroksh Anubhuti. Are we qualified, ready for it, is what we need to examine. Everyone feels they are ready because it's good to feel that I'm ready. Yeah, okay, I have everything, but it's not that easy. So there are things which are disturbing you. Those disturbances have to be removed. Just like when you cook dal or rice in the house, until you take out all the stones and the kachra from the rice, you pick the rice. If you don't, then when you start eating it, all the concords will come in your mouth, right? So the rice has to be picked, the dal has to be picked before it is ready, before it is siddha, before it is ready to be digested and eaten. In the same way, you have to pick all the stones and all the kachra from your mind before your mind is ready to experience the truth. Before your mind is ready to be called siddha. So now Bhagavan says in this shloka that if you want to qualify for Dhyan, Dhyan is what? Sitting still. I want to have complete success in sitting still and all. Then he says you have to do more action. Sounds like a contradiction, right? I want to sit still, then I should practice sitting still, no? Then what? Bhagavan is saying go, do more action. If you want to qualify for weightlifting, then you have to do weightlifting, no? Or you have to go cycling. If you are training for swimming, then will you go and do some what? Say something? Trekking. But the fact is that if you want to be proficient in any form of sports, which is a different topic altogether, you need to do training of all the different things. You cannot just do the training of swimming if you want to be a good swimmer. You have to do some cardio, you have to do some weightlifting, you have to do some stamina work, you have to do many things. So in the same way here, for Dhyan, sitting still, your qualification is action. So there is no contradiction over here in what Bhagavan is saying, okay? And it's not a typo or something, okay? So the first step is prepare yourself for this new sadhana that you are aspiring to do by doing action. What kind of action? Action in karma yoga bhav. Why should I do that action? Because it is what is going to purify my antakaran. What does it mean to purify my antakaran? What has to be cleaned? What is there in my antakaran which I need to purify? Meaning? Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya, rag, dvesh, ahankar. Everything. All this has to be cleared out with a big fat jharu. Okay? And that jharu is karma yoga. Right? So it means that you do not have to do any action harboring karta bhav and bhokta bhav. So the first, the third, fourth and fifth adhyay totally dedicated to this purification process, so that by the time you come to the sixth adhyay and you want to aspire for meditation, you have already done that sadhana and become successful. Once you have become purified, you come to the second step, second stage of yoga rudha. Yoga rudha. Now he has prepared himself for meditation. He has not yet excelled in meditation. He has simply prepared himself to start the sadhana. Now, if he has done the purification process properly, he no longer needs to do that. He no longer needs to do that. His mind therefore will become peaceful because no calm is there, no krodh is there, no lobh, no moh, no mad, no matsarya. So he is peaceful, agitations have been removed, he will be more disciplined, he will be more restrained, more controlled, and he will be able to establish himself in Dhyan. When he sits for practice, he will be able to establish. Since he has not yet reached the end of that meditation practice, he still has to do some sadhana. And the means given for the yoga route is shama, restraint of mind. Shama. Shama Dhamma we have done? Shama is actually, the word is shama. So the mind, is a chanchal monkey. It is always restless. It keeps jumping from one place to another. Having mull in it is an extra problem. But even if it is clean, there is a tendency for the mind to jump from one place to another. So first there's a dirty mind which is jumping. Now it is a clean mind which is jumping. So that jumping has to be controlled, restrained. Alright? What normally happens is that before doing the process of cleaning, we try to do meditation. So when we try to do meditation, everything outside is closed, inside kachra comes out. So we need to purify it completely. Okay? So the first step, the sadhana is in the external world while you are doing action. Whereas in the second step, the field of activity is the internal mind, shama, restraint of the mind. So now let's see the logical steps. You want to do meditation, that's your goal, let's say. So what happens? What enables the mind to sit quietly? All this agitation, jumping around, chanchalta has to stop. For this chanchalta and activity to stop, agitations to stop, one very important thing has to be removed, and that is desires. Agitations are caused because of desires continuously rising in the mind. So we have to eradicate the desires. To eradicate the desires, what is required for desires to be eradicated? Vairagya. Vairagya. Vairagya means no longer attached to the desire or the object of desire. For vairagya to happen in you, you need viveka. You need the discrimination that this is worth pursuing, this is not worth pursuing. Discrimination. And for vivek to be born in our mind, in our antakaran, what we need is a pure mind, clean mind. And for clean mind, you need karma yoga. So here we went from up to down. So if you want to know what is the method of ascending, it starts always with karma yoga. So you can put the correct method now. Step 1, karma yoga. What will that lead to? Clean mind. When clean mind is there, clean intellect is there, vivek will happen. When vivek gets properly understood, vairagya will happen. How logical it is. When vairagya will happen, all the desires that you were running after will get dropped. If vairagya is not happening, that means what? Vivek has not yet established in you. Desires will go. When desires will go, agitations will stop. When agitation stops, the mind will become quiet. And when the mind becomes quiet, dhyan will happen. And when dhyan happens, aparokshanubhuti will happen. So simple. So these are the 2 steps. One, you are aspiring, and one, you have made yourself ready for dhyan, yoga route. Okay? So once you do that, how will I know what are the signs that I am ready now for meditation? Everybody wants to feel that I am too ready. I am too ready. Let's just do it. Ma, come on, take some meditation class. All after me to take meditation class. But are you ready for it? What are the signs? Let's see that in the next shloka number 4. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karma svanusajjate Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi Yogarudhastadochyate. When a man ceases to have any attachment for the objects of senses and for actions, and has renounced all sankalps, that is, thoughts of worldly desires, he is said to have attained yoga. Clear qualifications are being given, okay? He, verily, truly. Yada, when. It's understood when the yogi wants to start meditating. That's the meaning, when. Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. When means what? A yogi has given up all thoughts that raise desires. Na anushajjate means does not become attached. Indriyartheshu. What does he not get attached to? Sense objects. Indriyartheshu. Sense objects. Karmasu. Actions. So up to here it reads like, truly, when a yogi has given up all thoughts that raise desires, and he does not become attached to sense objects and to actions, tada, then uchyate, he is said to be yoga rudha, established in Dhyan Yoga. So here in this shloka, Bhagavan is telling us, what are the signs that I am established in Dhyan Yoga? How do I know that I am ready? How do I know that I am prepared? How do I know I am a yoga rudha? So we already saw the two stages. One is you are aspiring and one is you are prepared. Aspiring word is aspiring stages. You are still need to do nishkam karma to remove all the impurities. Then the second stage will start where you have done shama. Shama, you remember what is shama? Restraint of the mind. Restraint of the mind. You know that it is part of the Shat Sampatti. So now there are two words here which are giving us yada and tada. These are the two conditions between when and then. It tells us how to know that I am ready for Dhyan. So when yada, certain conditions have to be met. And tada, the conditions have been met and I have become ready, I am yoga rudha. So what are these three conditions that need to be met for me to be said, I have qualified for Dhyan Yoga? 1. Do not be attached to sense objects. Na indriyartheshu. Do not be attached to sense objects. Second one he gives is don't be attached to actions. Na karmasu. And 3, renounce all desires and thoughts which are taking you into the outer world. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. So let's go with the first one. No attachment to sense objects. How many objects are there in the world? 100 million, trillion, zillion, only 5. Only 5. What are those 5? Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha, Shabda. Okay? Rupa, form. All things that are perceivable by the eyes. All of them are clubbed together in Rup. Then Rasa, taste. All things in the universe that are perceivable by the tongue. Gandha, smell. All things that you can know just by the nose, smelling. Sparsh, touch. All things that you can perceive by the skin. And Shabd, sound. All that you can perceive by the ears. So there are 5 sense organs, right? And each sense organ has a corresponding object. So there may be zillion objects in the world, but all of those zillion objects are categorized or put into only 5 categories depending on or based on how we perceive them, by which of the 5 sense organs we perceive them. Now your sense organs are all called Bahir Mukhi, means they all go out into the sansar. They do not perceive anything inside. They only perceive things which are outside. Bahir Mukhi, they point outside. And what do? They go like spies, or they go like, I don't know, some kind of agent, and they go and look for things that are attractive. They go and look for things that can give me pleasure. Where's this? Let's go find this. Whether it's the eyes are running, or the ears are running, or the nose is running. They don't run themselves. So they go and they go gallivanting in the world. Let me see that. That's why, all the marketing that happens in the world is marketing to your 5 sense organs. What will make the eyes get attracted? What will make the ears get attracted? What will make the tongue get attracted? And they go and they find all these vishais. One of them will go here, one will go there, everything will go, and then it will take it inside the mind, and the mind will start processing. Yeah, nice, come on, let's go. Or she, I don't want to go there. Whatever it is, your mind is going to be processing things. Your mind is going to become active, not free for meditation. And the point is, the beauty is that that object doesn't have to be in front of you. Once the eye has gone and found that object and you have got attracted, okay, now it's occupying rent-free space in your mind. You no longer need to have that object in front of your eyes for the mind to now process. Wow, I love that. I love that taste. I went and I ate in that restaurant. I have to go again. Now that food, whatever you are so enamored by, no longer needs to be in front of you, no longer needs to be in your mouth, because it's already there in your hijab. Okay, now it is going to stay there till you do something really positive to take it out. Okay, so that is what is happening. Therefore, Bhagavan says, you need to do Shama. And not only Shama, you also need to do Dhamma. So Shama and Dhamma. Shama meaning restrain the mind, Dhamma meaning restrain your sense organs. Because the sense organs is the first point of bringing that object into you. And that is why Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. These are your Shat Sampattis. These are your 6 inner wealths. And they are part of your sadhana, Chatushthay, which qualifies you for this knowledge. So we want to jump into meditation before being qualified into all these very basic things. This building, if they start say, come on, quickly, let's make these flats ready, forget the foundation, just start building. Not going to happen. The building is going to collapse, therefore your meditation practice is also going to collapse, right? So, for Shama and Dama to be practiced, Vairagya will have to be developed. For Vairagya to develop, Vivek will have to be developed. For Vivek to be developed, Nishkam Karma has to be developed. The same process again and again. Bhagavan is giving the same understanding to us. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry, because if you are in a hurry, you will be spending a lot more time trying to make your dhyan successful. All that time which you are spending in unsuccessful dhyan could have been used to prepare yourself. And once prepared, nothing you have to do. Dhyan will happen. By itself it will happen. But until and unless you prepare yourself and just go directly into dhyan, you are not even purified. That benefit also you have not got. Your dhyan practice is also not going to be successful. That is also gone. Means what? You are on square one only. Back to square one. So no buddhi. Then buddhu. So that is why the first thing is no attachment with the sense organs. Indriyartheshu na anushajjate. Anushajjate. Anu. Not even a bit. Not even a bit. And shajjate, attached. Your sense organs should not even be a bit attached. Why not even a bit attached? Because at the level of the sense organs, you will see things and immediately, you know how the mind is. I like, I don't like. Up to there, it is possible that if you have developed vivek, if you have developed vairagya, vivek, discrimination, at that point you will take a pause and you will say, oh, nice, very nice, yeah, very nice, not so nice. At that stage, if you can have the vivek to say, it's nice, but is it taking me to my goal? If it's nice also, is this something I need to take me to my goal? No, I don't need kung pao paneer to take me to my goal. Alright, so you have created a gap. In that gap, you have decided, discriminated, is this taking me to my goal? Not taking me to my goal. I can drop it if I have vivek. If I have vivek, I can drop it and I will have vairagya for kung pao paneer. Understood? But if I have not created the gap, then there is no time for me to exercise my vivek. It will directly go like, go into the mind. Once this object has moved from your sense organs into your mind, and it happens in a flash, then mind is the storehouse of feelings and emotions. So what happens? Like becomes love. Dislike becomes hate. Chalo. You are stuck. Because that is a very powerful emotion. At like and dislike, you could have done something. Because it's not gone inside, it's still at the level of organ. Yahan se nikalo. When it comes here only you take it out. But once you let it go in, you're kind of hooked, you know. And then the buddhi will come into play, your intellect. Because somewhere deep inside someone will say, is this really good for me? Some small, very quiet little squeaky voice will ask, I don't know, did I do the right thing? I love it, but should I have it? Should I not have it? Then the buddhi will come. Are you should have it? Why? There's nothing wrong too. One day you have na kumpa, what does it matter? Tomorrow diet. Tomorrow I will go, I will not have this, that. Some justification happens. The intellect's job is to justify your desire. Once you have justified, I had a bad day today. I really need that chocolate cake. It will relax me. One day, I'll not tell my dietitian. Just tomorrow I will die. All this justification happens. Once the justification happens, know that you have become the victim of your desire. Your desire has become your master. That desire will sit inside you, and when you want to sit in your meditation, chocolate cake will come up, kung pao paneer will come up, Coca-Cola will come up. What we used to go then at Kirti College, what is it? Vada pav will come up, all kinds of masala dosa will come up, and your version of it, whatever it may be. Okay? So, if you love it also, you will be entrapped in greed. If you hate it also, you will be entrapped in repugnance. If you are trapped in greed, you will have to move towards the object. If you are trapped in repugnance, you will have to run away from the object. In either way, you are running. In either way, what you said, meditation, stillness, silence, kuch nahi. You may not be moving with your legs, but your mind is running faster than any legs can take. Who is that sprinter? Very famous sprinter? Whatever. I don't see names. But your mind runs faster than the fastest sprinter on the planet Earth. In 1 second, it will go from here to where? Kirti College. It will go to that gully in Prempuri for the masala dosa. It will go here, it will go there, it will go where? Chinese dragon what? I know all these places. Wherever your mind goes this way, that way, fast, faster than any jet speed train or whatever. Okay, so now this Muni, who has contemplated, who has done Shravan, who is also done Manan, he has contemplated on the teachings, he has understood the value of the teachings, he has understood how this is taking me to my goal. That person only will develop vivek, that person will only develop vairagya. You want to overcome your desires, no? I want to overcome this, I want to overcome that. Your vivek has not developed. Your vivek has not developed yet, to the extent that you can see this is taking me away from my goal and therefore I need to not have it. So vivek is the most important thing. And how will this vivek come? Because shama dhamma has not happened. You have not practiced. You have given way every time to your desire. Every time the desire has arisen, chalo, let's do it. Now, we have not restrained our desire because we don't have the maturity to restrain it. So therefore, what I have to do? Therefore, what I have to do? Nishkam karma. Karo. Kuch karo. Nishkam karma. Do action without waiting for the benefit, without being selfishly waiting for some personal gain. Actions have to be done for the benefit of all. Actions have to be done because it is your duty to do. Action, you can also benefit, but also it should benefit others. Then what will happen? You will be able to remain in meditative state. Okay? Alright. What about the Muni? he has done Shama, he has done Dhamma, he has done Nishkam Karma. He doesn't need to do it anymore, but he still does it. Does he stop acting? Does he stop doing any action? No. But now the actions are for the benefit of all. That's the difference. It is for the benefit of all. He can do the most dynamic action, staying in Dhyan. So that is the first condition, by the way. This is all first condition. No attachment to sense organs. Now we go to the second condition. No attachment to action. No, we did that. Did we not do that? We did that. We did two conditions. We have done no attachment to sense organs and no attachment to actions. Then the third one comes. Sarva Sankalpa. What is that word? Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. Sarva, all. Sankalp, thoughts and desires, because they are linked together. Sannyasi, renouncing. So if I want to renounce all thoughts leading to desires and leading me to go into action, the first step of renouncing thoughts would be what? At least first you start renouncing your negative thoughts. You cannot just suddenly renounce all thoughts. You cannot suddenly renounce all desires. So at least the first step should be that you renounce your negative thoughts. So what are negative thoughts? Judgmental thoughts. When we start judging other people. Impure thoughts. He should to get good punishment. Disturbing thoughts. Thoughts which actually disturb you. You are thinking of somebody else, but that thought is disturbing you. Do you not see that when you start judging other people, does that person get damaged? You only get disturbed. So therefore it is best that you, doesn't matter that person is X, Y, Z, whatever words you all use, I don't know. That person is this, that and the other. When you're thinking that, who is getting damaged? You only, na? Isn't it contrary to your own progress? Somebody has done something, that person has died also. You are still going on. He did like this, he did like that, he did like this, he did like that. Why? Why are you imprisoning yourself in this negativity? It's your choice, no? Let it go. Let it go. That person has done, that person may be alive, that person may still be doing. Jane do na, what it has to do with you. Let it be. So first negative. Then what to do after remove all the negative thoughts? Replace them. Replace them with what? Sattvic thoughts. How do I do that? We have done one sadhana for that. What is that? Pratipaksh bhav. Exactly. Pratipaksh bhav means if something is bothering me with hatred for someone, then what is the pratipaksh bhav of that? Compassion. Compassion. Somebody is doing something wrong. You are hating that person for that. So consciously, voluntarily, with awareness, change that to compassion. What does it mean? How do I change it to compassion? Let us understand things, because, you nodded here. Okay, if I have hatred, I should have compassion. How? What is the thought process of changing hatred into compassion? That's best he knows how to do at that moment. That is all that person knows how to do. Why is he doing such things? Gunas are at play. Gunas are pushing people to behave in the way that they play. Gunas work among gunas. Having understood that, have compassion, because that person doesn't have the input that you have. that person is probably not going to satsang, that person does not have this knowledge. You don't have to give the karma to that person. You are not some big judge in the Supreme Court that you have to give the punishment to that person. Let that big Supreme Judge do it. He will take care of it. Who he? Law of karma. Not Bhagavan, huh? Not Bhagavan. Law of karma. Law of karma will take care of it. Okay? Bhagavan is not sitting there to punish all the people you don't like. How you all pray also? Punish him. How you change greed? What is the pratipaksh bhav of greed? Contentment. Exactly. Contentment. Like that, we have done many exercises. So find the pratipaksh bhav, look for your guns, look for your negative thoughts, find the pratipaksh bhav and actually do it. It's not that you don't know how to do it or you don't know about it. You just feel so good when you curse someone. You feel so good, so satisfied, Monkey, donkey, whatever, I don't know. That's not helping you. So become aware of that, okay? Then after that, it's not enough not to just do the wrong thing. You have to develop higher ideals. It's not just enough to not do bad. You have to also do good. You have to not just do something that is in your interest. What is about the interest of the society? What about the welfare of the community? And how can I cultivate all these sattvic ideals? By satsang, by knowledge, by shravan, by manan. All this is the preparation required to cleanse your mind, to be able to sit in meditation. So all these sadhanas like Swadhyay, Japa, Kirtan, Bhakti, sitting and enjoying the bhajans, this is sadhana. See, Bhakti is not just enjoying Friday evening, sitting and singing songs. It's a great cleansing sadhana. Listening to the Zoom chanting of Bhagavad Gita is a cleansing activity. We are not doing things just randomly. If you are chanting, it's a more intensive detergent. If you are just listening, it is just a milder detergent. But it is still a detergent. You are still cleansing your mind. You are still working on cleansing your antakaran. So, like this, slowly, you are weeding out the negativity and preparing the mind for Dhyan. Just like when you start farming, before you put the seed in, you have to till the soil, you have to take out the weeds, you have to prepare the earth. All this is preparing the mind which is required. Now, lots of desires are there. You may say, okay, now I am not going to have any desire. I am not going to have karta bhav, bhokta bhav for chanting. I am not going to have this, I am not going to have that. Many things, you progress that way. Some people say, I am not going to expect any return right now, but at least Swarg I should get. At least all this I will do, I will get one reserved spot in Swarg. And the Apsaras will be ready for me. So that also not allowed. That also, so no sankalpa in this life, no sankalpa in the afterlife also. Don't do this sadhana and cleansing because I don't want to go to Naraka for heaven's sake. I must do it so that, for heaven's sake, that's it. So I must get heaven. Okay, I don't want heaven. I've understood. After heaven, again, I have to come back here only. I will do all this just for moksha. Hello. At the end, even this sankalp has to drop. Even the sankalp, I am doing this for moksha, that also has to simply drop. When that means Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. Sarva, all. When that happens, then you are ready to sit in meditation. Hello. Dekho. What all you have to do? So now how to get rid of these desires? Firstly, I have to get rid of the desire for my new handbag. Then I have to get rid of the desire for the new shoes. Then I have to get rid of the desire for my world tour. Iceland. I have to get rid of, okay, let's go a little higher. I have to get rid of the desire for recognition, fame, naam, yash. Then I'll go higher. I have to get rid of the desire for swarg. Then I have to get rid of desire, sankalp for moksha. So many desires. Why do I have all these desires? Because of my ignorance. Because of my avidya. My ignorance causes desires. What ignorance? What ignorance?
I'm not body, mind.
Correct. I think I'm the body. Therefore the body needs things, of course. You are saying, how will this body survive if it doesn't have food? It's a desire of the body, but I am not the body. This is what you have to understand. It may be a desire of the mind, but I am not the mind. It may be a desire of the intellect, but I am not the intellect. I have needs. I need a house, of course, it's necessary. I need a house, yeah. I need food. I need clothes. Don't say I have no desire. I will go Digambar. I don't need to have all these things. No, your body needs it. But I am not the body. वो थोड़ा समझ आना चाहिए. You have to understand that. Huh? So when you think I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that, that means you don't have it. Desires arise out of lack. If you had it, would you have a desire? No. Desires arise out of lack. Desires arise out of incompleteness. Because I don't have, I need. I don't have a villa at the seaside. So I have desire for it. If you had, then you would have the desire for 8-bedroom villa. Then after that, the villa will have to have 15 bedrooms. Every time there's a lack, you have a desire. But who am I? Who am I? Atma. Atma cannot have incompleteness. Atma cannot have lack. Atma is everything. That is what it is. Sarva Shresht. Sarva Vyapak. There is nothing lacking in Atma. If you understand that, desires will stop. That is why I say desires arise out of ignorance. You are still in Deha Nishtha. You still see yourself as Deha. You have Deha Drishti. You do not have Atma Drishti. And the more we feel I desire this, I need this, the more you feel I am the body, the more you will have desires. So there is one biggest misunderstanding we have. Okay? I love this. I always talk about it. We feel that we need to go and work, we need to go and do this, we need to do some actions. Why? So that we can have the things we need. I need to work, I need to do this, I need to have business, I need to go here, I need to go there, so that I can have the things that I want, not necessarily that I need, but what I want, my greed. And if I have those things which I want, I will be happy. Isn't it? You won't desire something that will not make you happy. Are you desiring, I want a cobra? Are you desiring, give me one cockroach? No, they are not going to make you happy. You desire things only because you think they will make me happy. Right? So your understanding is, I need to do so I can have, so I can be. Your understanding goes, I have to do X, Y, Z. When I'll do X, Y, Z, I will have A, B, C. And when I'll have A, B, C, only then I will be happy. So your whole mental notion, concept is do, have, be. And this is false. This is false. Do, have, be. Because now you are dependent. To be happy, you are dependent on having something. And because you are attached to that thing which you want to have, you have to keep doing. 9 to 5. 9 to 5, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, whole month, whole year, whole life. Whole life. Do, want, have, be happy, then die, then all that, leave it behind. Does it make any sense? So what is the truth? The truth is, you are already complete. You are already Sat, Chit, Anand. You are already Anand. You do not have to wait for anything to be happy. Because earlier you were doing, wanting and being happy. I say you are already happy. Why? Because that's your nature. That's who you are, Anand. And when you'll see that you are complete already, that means you already have everything that you need. So you are already in the be, you already have, and knowing that you are Anand, knowing that you are complete, knowing that you have everything that you require, now do whatever comes out of your fullness, not out of your lack. Actions should be an expression of your fullness. Actions should be an expression of your completeness, not out of lack. So being, having, doing is the way your life should work. Being, you are complete. Having, if you are complete, you already have everything you require. Don't you have everything you require? Don't you have a body? Don't you have food to feed the body? Don't you have a home to protect you? Don't you get sleep at night? What more do you want to be happy? What more? Think about it. And if you want it, then feel compelled to ask yourself, who do I think I am? Am I this body that is asking for it? Is my mind asking for it? Is my intellect justifying my need? Is my intellect justifying that I still need to do this, that and the other, so I can get this, that and the other, so that I can be happy at last? But let me tell you, that happiness will never come. Because the more you'll have, the more you'll get, the more you will want. So that is doomed for failure. Doomed for failure. Doing, having, being is doomed for failure. But being, having and doing is a sure method of feeling complete. So when we read the shloka, we talked of two words, yada and tada. So yada means when I will get all this in my bheja, yeah. all this in my understanding that I should not be attached to sense objects, I should not be attached to objects, and all my sankalps are renounced, that is my yada. Then I will reach tada. Then I will be ready for dhyan. Okay. Now, how to achieve this? How to get rid of all this sankalp, this, that. And I fool around with you all and I say batata vada and this and that. But sankalps can get much deeper also. Sankalps can also be I desire companionship. It could also be I desire love. It could also be I desire security. It could also be I desire knowledge. These are also sankalps. How much security do you need? How much love do you need? You are love. Why do you feel you need somebody else's love to be complete? You are love. You are happiness. We are waiting for somebody else to give us love so that we will feel complete. We are waiting for someone else to give us security, then we will feel secure. Why? You are Satchitanand. You are Brahma, that's your true nature. You are Anand. Right? So we have to understand this. So when all these sankalps are put to rest, what will happen? What will happen? You will be able to sit in Dhyan. First, when you will sit in Dhyan, what will happen? What will be there in your mind? Nothing. Your mind will be at rest. When your mind is at rest, space is created. Space is created. Right now there's a traffic jam of sankalps. When all this traffic jam of sankalps is put to rest, space gets created. And space cannot stay in vacuum like that, right? So there is nothing like shunyata, okay? Let's get rid of that erroneous concept. There is nothing like shunyata. So there is not a vacuum, there is not a void. Then what happens? The minute, and it's like this, fast. The minute that sankalps have been put to rest, space is created inside, energy of the divine will rush in. Energy of the divine will rush in, and that is called aparoksha anubhuti. Therefore, space needs to be created. Space needs to be created. And how is space going to be created? By giving up the sankalps. Simple. So logical. And this energy, this awakening, this knowledge of your true self, who am I? It will just fill your every cell in your entire body. And then you will experience that infinite bliss. Union with the divine. Worth it or not? Worth it. It has a value. There is a benefit for that. Why I should give up my desires? Why I should do this? Why? I'm telling you why. Because you will experience infinite bliss. Infinite. Now how is all this going to happen? How am I going to give up my this? What is there? Is there a technique? Is there a secret? Is there some rahasya? Is there some method? Yeah, there is. Of course, Bhagavan doesn't speak out of the top of his hat. When he tells you to do something, he tells you how also. Okay? How to become yoga root. Let's go. 5. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanamavasadaye atmaiva yatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmana. One, you want the secret, right? You want the method, right? You want the technique, right? Here it is. It's an iconic shloka. It's one of the most important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. One should lift oneself by one's own efforts and should not degrade oneself. For one's own self is one's friend, and one's own self is one's enemy. Don't need anyone else. The buck stops right here. Uddharit. One should lift oneself. Uddharit. One should lift oneself. One should lift. Oneself will come in Atmanam. Uddharit. One should lift Atmanam, oneself. Remember, the word Atma will be used in many different contexts, okay? So one should lift Atmanam, oneself, Atmana, by oneself. One should lift oneself by oneself. It will be very difficult to put the exact, the Atma will come, I don't know how many times in this shloka. So somewhere it will be oneself, somewhere it will be by oneself, somewhere it will be something, so mind, somewhere it will be many things. So just understand the whole context. One should not lower. Na avasadayet. Na avasadayet. One should not lower. Oneself, Atmanam. One should not lower Atmanam, oneself. He, for, because. Atmaiva, oneself is truly. Atmaiva, oneself is truly. Atmanaha, one's own. Bandhu, friend. One should lift oneself by oneself. One should not lower oneself. Why? Because oneself is verily one's own friend. Atmaiva, again, oneself is verily. Atmanaha, one's own. Ripu, enemy. One is one's own friend also, one is one's own enemy also. Therefore, use that friend to raise yourself. Don't use that friend to lower yourself. That's what it means, okay? So, the technique involves two parts. One is lift yourself, don't lower yourself. That is one part of the technique. You have to lift yourself, don't lower yourself. And second, okay, you have to lift oneself. Okay, who is going to lift? You only. Don't have to lower. Who is not going to let you lower? You only. One is what to do and the other is who is going to do it. So for this, you have to be very clear, have a good nishtha of what is the purpose of your life. If you have a good nishtha, a firm understanding of what is the purpose of my life, what is the goal of my life, then you will be able to do this. Okay? So what is the purpose? To reach our highest potential. Okay, that's the first thing. What is our highest potential? What is our highest potential? What is my potential? Approach Anubhuti is the experience. So, my divine self, divinity, my highest identity, my highest potential is my innate divinity, who I am. So, to fulfill this eventual purpose, we take birth again and again and again. Every time we get a chance. Okay, in this lifetime, fulfill your purpose. Okay, and when we take birth, we come with some balance of karma. We come with some balance of vasanas. And the idea is to exhaust them in this lifetime by the techniques given by Bhagavan, by the techniques given in Vedas, by satsang, by swadhyay, by sadhana, by karma yoga. We are supposed to do all these things. But instead of that, what do? We get more and more. We get more karma. We get more vasanas. We go deeper and deeper into the cesspool of mala and vikshit. So, idea is to sublimate these desires. The idea is to exhaust the karmas. But unfortunately, because of our ignorance, we do not rise in each birth. Instead of that, there is a big chance that we will lower ourselves if we are not careful. Instead of rising, we will lower. And some people say once you have been born as a human birth, you can never go lower. No, don't think about that. You can go anywhere. North, south, anywhere. So because of our ignorance, we end up increasing our desires, we end up increasing our karmas. We don't know the technique, or if we know also, we are not inclined to do it because of procrastination or laziness or whatever, right? So what does it mean to lower? When I say should not lower myself, what does it actually mean? Because it's important to understand what is the meaning of lower.
We get to increase our desires.
And so, and then
getting more trapped.
trapped,
More
okay,
Indulging in nishit karma.
yes, and so,
Unable to restrain. Unable to restrain.
Succumbing to a lower nature.
what is that lower nature?
Animal life.
Exactly. I am born as a human, but if I am behaving with animalistic tendencies, then I am lowering myself. What are animalistic tendencies? Greed, violence, lust. When we are angry, we are ready to pounce like a tiger, lion. When we are jealous, what can we say? Which animal? Rat, okay. You said it, I didn't say it. If you are backbiting, snake. See, these are animalistic tendencies. When you are jealous, this is kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya. This is what is animalistic tendencies. So being a human, we are behaving like animal. And what we want to become? God. How teda we are. Devious. One second, I'll take all the questions at the end. You keep it, write it down and keep it ready. Okay, so we want to become Bhagavan. We want to become divine. We have got the biggest opportunity by getting human birth, Ishwar Kripa. And we are using this immense opportunity, which we do not value at all, by displaying animalistic tendencies. And therefore, you are using your mind to lower yourself. Friend or enemy? There you are. And we are all doing that. We are all doing that. Right? So Bhagavan is cautioning us. By this shloka, Bhagavan is waking us up to this injustice that we are doing to ourselves of not valuing our human birth. By being jealous, by being angry, by being lustful, being violent. And violence is not just taking a gun and killing someone. Violence is also in thoughts. Violence is also in words. Violence is also in sarcasm. Violence is also in all these things which don't pass the triple filter test. Okay? So now let's say I have some things which are lower, taking me down. What should I do? lift it up, lift it up. So what are the things I should take care of? What does it mean to go from lower to higher? It means like going from adharma to dharma, right? It means going from rajas and tamas to sattva, exactly. It goes from indulging in priya to shreya. See how many opportunities we have of lifting ourselves. It means going from dehanishtha to brahmanishtha. It means going from karma bandhan to freedom, mukti. It goes from confusion to clarity. Right? So many things. So you have to work on so many levels. Avgun to sadgun. And this is what this particular shloka is telling us to do, that you were at Arurukshor Mune Yogam. Now you have to raise yourself and become Yoga Rudha. And this is a good sadhana for each of us. And maybe for the next fortnight, that is what you should do. Where am I lowering myself, and where can I take myself to the higher ground? And who is going to do this work? Atmana. What? Myself. My own self. Don't expect me to do it for you. I cannot. You have to do it yourself. Okay. So basically, I have to do it all. And you know that also. But what do? You blame it on other people. You blame your dukh. You blame your unhappiness on others. Yes or no? Who do you blame? Everybody. Your friends, your family, your spouse, biggest blame. Then, boss. Bobby. Modi. Okay. And finally you blame God only. You blame God. What you did? You could have made me dash ka son. I would have got born with a silver spoon and my golden spoon. Why silver also? I should have been born with a golden spoon in my mouth. Why you brought me here? So circumstances, destiny, God, friends, family, basically whoever you can, whoever, not just spouse, my family, my children also you will blame. Because of them I'm stuck. Parents you will blame. Karma you will blame. All kinds of things you blame except yourself. Society you will blame. So when you pass the responsibility of your happiness to somebody else, you give them the power to control your happiness. You are giving the remote control of your happiness to somebody else. When you pass the responsibility, you pass the power. When you take the responsibility, you get the power. Because if I am responsible, I can do something about my own self. But if I am saying, Nagesh is responsible for my happiness, then until Nagesh does something, I will never be happy. How foolish would that be? How foolish would that be? You are waiting for somebody else to do something so you are happy. He has his own problem. He has put his responsibility of happiness on who? We'll say Suneet. Now Suneet has to make Nagesh happy, then Nagesh will make me happy. But Nagesh said, till Rujuta does the biryani nicely, then I will not be happy. Now Rujuta has to make biryani properly, but Rujuta said, no, but we did not bring the rice properly from the market. Endless. Right? So I have to take the responsibility for my own happiness. When I take the responsibility for my own happiness, I get the power to change. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody, not even your guru, कृपा कर दो ना. कौन सा कृपा? Your head is only not ready. How well I will give the kripa? So that nobody is going to be able to make you happy. See, if you are sick, na, you only have to drink the medicine. Doctor can tell you which medicine to take, but if the doctor drinks the medicine, you will not get well. He might fall sick also because he doesn't need that medicine. Right? If your kidney needs to be what? What do you call it? Transplant. Your kidney needs transplant. No, Mukund cannot take out his kidney. मुकुंद भाई ये हमेशा हमारे किडनी के बारे में बोलती है. I see you all only and get my examples, you see. So if you want something, you only have to. Your khujli, you have to only. Okay. So that is why you should lift yourself by your own efforts. And should not use those efforts to degrade yourself. That is what Bhagavan is saying in this shloka. If you lift yourself, you will be your bandhu, you will be your friend. If you allow your mind to degrade you, your own mind is your own enemy. See, friends can do good for you. They can also do ill for you. If your friends are not wise, if your mind is not wise, it will become your enemy. If it is wise, it will become your friend, just like a regular friend. A regular friend, every friend is not in your highest interest. If your friend is not advising you correctly, misleading you out of that person's immaturity, then you will go in the wrong path. If your friend wants to indulge in some nishedh karma and he wants company, come, we'll go and have this, we'll have that. It is not in your highest interest. So that friend is not a friend. Just because he's treating you to something that is not in your highest interest, he is not your friend. He is your enemy. So, and again, friends can also, indulge in that sentimental attachment. That was also not correct. Then that person goes away, then you will be miserable. So therefore, 3 realities are there where you have to walk alone. You don't need friend also. Birth you have come alone. लेके आया क्या friend साथ में आया? Death also you will go alone. There also you cannot take anyone with you. And third, spiritual path, you have got many friends. Correct. In your self-realization, you can say, I'll wait for you, you come. Not like that. That is also alone. Self-realization, birth and death. Birth and death, you have no control. Nobody asked you for your advice. You want to be born now? You want to die now? Nobody is going to ask you. But self-realization is fully in your control. Nobody can give it to you and nobody can take it away from you also. It is you who has to move, making your mind your friend. Nobody can give you and nobody can take it away. Guru Kripa is not enough. Ishwar Kripa, not enough. Shruti Kripa, not enough. Swaha Kripa is required. Your Purusharth is required. Your self-effort is required. Now I'll give you one very big secret. How will I make this mind of mine my friend? Kidhar hai? Where is he? Where is she? How to make it my friend? You have to train it You have to restrain it. That will be your Swakripa. That will be your Purusharth. But the most important Purusharth is, have you surrendered your ego and your Abhiman? Ego and Abhiman, pride. You know, Swamiji sends quotes daily on Facebook. So I like one very much, in which he said something like this. He said, ज्ञान का अभिमान भी अज्ञान ही है. ज्ञान का अभिमान भी अज्ञान ही है. So when you surrender your ego, when you surrender your abhiman, the mind becomes ready, siddha, for getting the knowledge. So now we are talking about making the mind our friend, right? Not our enemy. So once again we'll go to that famous image we have of Shri Krishna's chariot in the Kurukshetra war. There the horses were our senses, right? And then the reins were our mind. And the reins were in the hands of intellect. And here in Bhagavad Gita, the reins are being held by Bhagavan Krishna. So when your intellect is in the hands of the divine, your mind will be controlled, your sense organs will be controlled, and everything will flow easily. When you put the reins in the hands of sansar, when you put the reins in the hands of the horses will take the reins and go helter-skelter. Your sense organs will go into sansar. But if you hold those reins tightly with the intellect established in Bhagavan, then the horses, everything, the mind will be in the control of Bhagavan. If the reins are too loose, your horses will go haywire. If the reins are too tight, then can't move only. They have to be held in the optimum manner. So if your intellect and your mind is too tight, then what will happen? You will be stuck. Can't move now. You will be stuck in your false notions. And you'll be stubbornly stuck to the false knowledge and not want to change. That stubbornness in false knowledge is called tamas. If you are too loose and lax and holding the mind very loose and chalo kuch bhi karo, it's one life to live, you only live once, all this crap, then your life will go, one horse will be going here, one will be going there, one will be going there, one will be going there. You will not reach your destination and you will have an accident. So the secret is, keep your sense organs in control of the mind, keep the mind in control of the buddhi, intellect, and keep the buddhi, intellect in the hands of Bhagavan, not in the hands of sansar. Repeat, okay.
Yeah.
Keep your sense organs restrained by the mind. Keep the mind under the mastery of the intellect, and keep the intellect established in the divine. And that is the way of making one's own self one's own friend and one's own self not as one's own enemy. So the mind is like a double-edged sword. It can either take you up or it can take you down. A knife in the hand of a murderer takes a life. A knife in the hand of a surgeon gives life. With a key you can open a lock also. With a key you can close the lock also. What you want to do, where you want to go, you want to open yourself to moksha or you want to close yourself to endless lives, life and death. I mean, Bhagavan says you can raise or lower, it's like a ladder. What do you do with the ladder? Either you can go up with the ladder or you can come down with the ladder. Your mind is like a ladder. Your mind is like a key. Your mind is like a knife. What do you want to do with it? What is your goal? Your mind can create a heaven also. Your mind can create your own hell also. How we use it, it's entirely up to us. So some thought for this fortnight is your mind your friend or is your mind your enemy? And this also is your own choice. What is the choice you are making? One of the most important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. And more on this is happening tomorrow. We'll do 3-4 more shlokas tomorrow also. Meenakshi ji, you had a question.
So, now just cleared up.
Oh, okay. That is why it is always good to wait till the whole thing is over because the questions normally get answered automatically. Anybody else would like to ask? Yeah?
I was not very clear with the third shlok. The thing is that you said if you have sat for meditation and you are not still in mind, one is said go and do some action.
Yeah.
What are those actions? Like what action?
Nitya karma. Whatever action, you don't have to do any particular action. Whatever action you do, you have to do it in karma yoga bhav. Whatever action it may be, your nitya karma, your nimitic karma, not things which are prescribed, which is your duty, those actions. So people think I have to do sadhana, I have to do this particular thing, I have to do that particular thing, and I have no time to do this and I have no time to do that. Do whatever you have to do in karma yoga bhav. You don't have to make any separate time to do any sadhana. You're getting up, looking after your family, doing your job, whatever you're doing, that is only your sadhana. If you're doing it in karma yoga bhav. Don't think I have no time for sadhana. If you have more time, then you can do more things also. But whatever you're doing, at least that you do it in your karma yoga bhav. Okay. Anything else? Anyone?
In the last example, we said that your intellectually established in divine. So if you can explain little simply, what does it mean when we say established in divine?
Very good question. So there are, the divine is where? Everywhere. There is no place where divine is not there, right? Divine is manifest also. Divine is unmanifest also. So the understanding that either I can worship or I can be established in Sagun Brahma or I can be established in Nirgun Brahma. Where you find it most easy to establish yourself, establish it there. Seeing that everything is divine anyway. So if you feel a connection to Sagun Brahma in the form of Shiva, or Ganesha, or Krishna, or Mata, or Surya, or Ganpati, or wherever, establish it there. If you feel I can connect with Bhagavan in my Atma, then establish it there. Wherever you feel connected to it, to the divine, establish it there. Instead of establishing it in relationship, instead of establishing it in business, instead of establishing it in food, we establish our intellect in all these nonsensical places. So there, that's what I mean, that you establish it in the divine.
So it's like surrendering to that where you want to establish.
Where you see the highest ideal. And it, for different people, it will be in different places. Yeah.
Establishing means maybe even praying, thinking.
Establishing means being steady there. Not in and out. Established. Established. Stable. Established.
Thinking about God, I mean, is it?
You are single-pointedly with ekagrata there. You are not running around. Most of the time we think of Bhagavan, but let's be honest. Even while we pray, sometimes some other thought comes, no? Then you are not yet stable, established. E-S-T-A-B-L. Stable. You are stable in that thought. You are sthir in that thought. Not in and out.
And that stable has to keep increasing.
Yeah, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And that is what creates nishtha. You see the words only, they tell you a lot. Establish, stable.
One other thing is the essence of the first 5 verses is taking us to purifying the mind and then taking us to karma yoga as a starting point.
No, karma yoga is already going on.
Yeah.
Huh? And now you are preparing for a deeper meditation. Preparing for a deeper sadhana, an internal sadhana. So when you, what this now, probably after the 9th shloka, we'll try to do up to 9 tomorrow. From the 10th, practical things will tell you how to sit. Means now you are ready. Now how to sit, where to sit, on what to sit, what to do when you sit, practical things. But till then, prepare yourself.
Yeah, so in preparation, karma yoga is
100%, yeah.
But my ignorance, I feel the karma yoga also before that satsang is more important to get to the karma.
100%, otherwise how will you know about karma yoga if you don't come to satsang?
Yeah, but generally I didn't find Gita stressing more on satsang along with karma.
Bete, reading this is in satsang itself. This is satsang, na? You are in sangha with the sat, truth. This reading itself, Shravan, the explanation, then only you will know about karma yoga. Otherwise, how you will know also? So satsang is, I mean, the most important thing. Most important. Yep. Anything? So come tomorrow because more of these secrets will coming out one by one. Your own secrets. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev.